It smells amazing. Veronica says, I do both, but my coffee at home is better than Starbucks or DD, Dunkin' Donuts. I agree. That's why I almost always make my coffee at home. Corinne says, I make it at home most days, but I do love Wawa coffee. Sue says, I never go out for coffee. I make Dunkin' at home. Marcy says, at home, and I only get Wawa coffee, half decaf, half regular. I wish they had more decaf flavors, though. It doesn't appear that they have any decaf flavors other than decaf. Michelle says, I make it at home, but I totally love Starbucks. Martin says, at home. Janet says, home, cozy chair, favorite mug. Well, she is just making me want to curl up on my couch with my blanket and my new favorite mug and just relax. Linda says, we make it at home and take to go. We don't have a favorite coffee spot, but our breakfast spot is Hope Valley Diner. Adele says, I do both, and when I do go out, I go to How You Brewin'. That is a little place on the island here. Charlene says she makes it at home. Ashley at home. Mandy says at home, and Michelle says, I make it at home. A lot more people make it at home than I had anticipated. I just remember being at work and seeing so many people come in with Dunkin' Donuts coffee cups and Starbucks coffee cups and Wawa coffee cups. I always made it at home because it's the cheapest. And honestly, I do prefer my own coffee. I like my coffee a little on the weak side, so coffee out is usually a little strong for me. That's okay. It's okay. Just make it at home. It's cheaper that way, too. And you know me. I am a frugal girl. Very frugal. So on to today's blog post. The first step of your dream life starts with just one step. This is the first full week of 2020 and time to get down to business on that life you have been dreaming of. Seems like a tall order, doesn't it? How do we go about living the life of our dreams? Well, the very first thing you have to do is decide. It's about making the decision. After that, there will be no stopping you. Now, you've seen it before when people say you have to decide to be in a good mood. You have to decide it's going to be a great day. Guess what? It's true. You aren't going to wake up one day and have everything magically changed and wonderful in your life. You have to make the changes. You have to be the one to do what it takes to live the life you've always wanted. It really is that simple. Not always easy, not usually easy, but it is simple. What if you went to work this morning with the decision made that it's going to be a great day and you won't let anyone or anything bring you down? You are the one who decides the mood you will be in. You have to be. Because if you let others determine that, then you will never be happy. You have to figure out a way to let the actions of other people roll off your back. I know. Sometimes what other people do affect you and your work. Do your best. You are in control of your emotions and actions. Make sure they are in your best interests. I didn't get along with my former partner at my last job. I tried really hard to make things work with him, but he seemed dead set against me and not working as a team, and sometimes just making my life as difficult as possible. One day, I was rereading parts of my favorite book, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, and I was doing it to remind myself of the person I want to be. This is what I do with my favorite personal development books. I highlight my favorite parts, I put the little Post-it flags on them, and I go back and reread them. I try to do it often. I used to do it once a week. I've kind of gotten away from that. I really want to start doing that again, maybe like on a Sunday night or something, but trying to figure out my week. So I was reading exactly what I'm talking about right now, not letting people get to you. I went into work that particular day with the attitude that I wasn't going to let my partner get to me. It was a new attitude, and I was hell-bent on making it work. Lo and behold, on our very first break on the air that morning, he accused me of making people turn the radio station off. Live on the air. Well, what you're saying may make people change the station, he said. I was beyond pissed. I went off on him the minute the microphones went off. I found it to be pretty ironic that he would do something so outrageous on the day I decided I wasn't going to let him get to me. If I would have ever done anything even close to that, he probably would have walked home crying. So it didn't work that day, but I did get through it. And I look back now and realize it's better to try and fail than not to try at all, right? Kind of river beats through our entire lives. I had more days that I let the things he did roll off my back than allowing it to get to me and ruin my day. But I had to decide that he would no longer get a say in how my day went. Most of the time it worked. Sometimes it didn't. But it's still better to try than to let someone get to you day in and day out. So much of our lives really do depend on the attitude we bring to the situation. Take my 30-day of no carbs, healthy eating, and no alcohol. I'm on day 5. So far, it's been seamless. I'm not even craving any of the things I have cut out yet. It's still early. Usually these things happen pretty early on, so I'm feeling good. I credit the ease of the situation to the fact that I decided this was what I was going to do. There was no back and forth about it. I made a commitment to do a 30-day challenge. No carbs, healthy eating, no alcohol. 30 days. I'm committed to it. And I know I can last 30 days. It's 30 days. I thought it would be really tough to watch playoff football without beer, but, honestly, it barely registered that I wasn't drinking because I just decided I'm not going to do it. I'll drink for the Super Bowl. I'll probably get really, really drunk, too, because my tolerance will be down. But once you just decide, it becomes so much easier. In my case, I think the time period helps. I would definitely be having a harder time if I decided I was never going to have my favorite foods again or have an adult beverage again. But 30 days is short enough to be doable and long enough to feel accomplished and get some real benefits out of it. I know I can do anything for 30 days. And when the 30 days is up, it is a party time. I have a lot to look forward to as soon as this challenge is over. The first weekend in February, it's the Super Bowl. Then my 50th birthday is right after that. How on earth am I 50? I still don't know. And then the following weekend, I'm going to see Miss Oprah. So I have some pretty big things to look forward to as a reward for all my hard work through January. If you can set it up like that, I encourage you to do so. If breaking it down in smaller chunks will help, then do that. Go into work and say you won't let anything bother you until at least lunchtime, or vice versa. If something gets to you right away, vow to have a better attitude after lunch. I read something once that asked, are you really having a bad day, or was it a bad 5 minutes that you keep reliving over and over again? How true is that most of the time? Something happens early on, pisses you off, and then you just sit there and mull it over and wallow in it for the rest of the day. Decide to let these things go. You are the one who will benefit if you can do that. It's all completely up to you. Decide. It's a powerful word and can guide you to the life you've always dreamed of. It doesn't always make everything seamless, but it's a definite step in the right direction. Decide what you want for your life and start living that way. It's simple, not always easy, but indeed, it's a simple decision. It is Grateful Monday, my favorite day of the week after Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A whole new week full of endless opportunities and possibilities. Think about what you can do right now to make your life better. Then decide to start doing it. It's just a simple decision that can make all the difference in the world. And now, go make it your best day yet.
Thank you for listening to The Hopefulist, hosted by Wendy McClure. For more inspiration, please visit Hopefulist.com. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow on The Hopefulist.
Ellen, I saw you on the Golden Globes last night, and I want you to have me on your show.